Go.
Hello, my name is Emma Larman, and today I'm going to talk about the killing fields. So when you hear the word Holocaust, do you immediately think of Nazi Germany or the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia? Well, while both are very tragic events, we should not forget many Americans remain unaware of the genocide that occurred in Cambodia during the 1970s. I believe that we should not stay uneducated on this topic. According to the Research Committee on Pol Pot's genocidal regime, about 2 million died during the reign of the Khmer Rouge. Now, during the 1970s, the Khmer Rouge came into power, and due to their hatred of Western civilization, they created the killing fields. It was here that millions of Cambodians were tortured and killed because this was such a recent event, Cambodia is still suffering from the effects of the killing fields and the Khmer Rouge. In order to better understand the killing fields, I'm going to first explain the Khmer Rouge and how this group attained power. So as you can see right here, Cambodia is on the west side of Vietnam. Now, this is important because during the 1970s, American fighter planes bombed Cambodia during the Vietnam War. In addition to this, Cambodia was also going through a civil war at the time. Now, the Khmer Rouge, which is a communist group led by Pol Pot, used all of this chaos as propaganda. They promised peace and they gave hope to the Cambodians. And on April 17, 1975, the Khmer Rouge came into Cambodia and they took over without any resistance. The Cambodians, unaware of the destruction to come, looked forward to the false promises of the Khmer Rouge. The Khmer Rouge's first order of action was to relocate everyone from Phnom Penh and bring them into the fields. In addition to Phnom Penh, other cities were relocated as well. This relocation was necessary for the plot, the Year Zero, and the start of the killing fields. Now, the Year Zero was the plan to eliminate any westernization from Cambodia and to return the country back to a rural state without any class divisions. So this meant that any person with an education was tortured and killed. This would include doctors, teachers, or anyone who could read or write. The Khmer Rouge also focused on destroying the family unit by separating families and brainwashing the children to spy. Next, Cambodians who were relocated from the cities were brought into the fields to farm grain. It was these fields that became known as the killing fields because of the harsh treatments that Cambodians received here. All rights were taken from the people. They were not allowed to have relationships, practice religion, and many times they couldn't forage for food. Due to malnutrition, small food rations, and constant beatings, many workers would fall down dead in the fields, and bodies would be left to rot. Many who were executed had to dig their own graves before being beaten to death. Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge had promised peace, however they quickly turned Cambodia into a slave society. No one was spared during the reign of Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge. Even infants were taken from their mothers and smashed against trees. This torture continued until 1979 when the Khmer Rouge's power finally came to an end. Though the Khmer Rouge is no longer in power, Cambodia is still recovering from the 4 years of agony. The Khmer Rouge, in order to keep workers from escaping, had planted landmines around the country. Though many have been removed, there are still about 4 million landmines across Cambodia, which cause about 200 casualties a year. Cambodia still remains one of the most poverty-stricken countries in South Asia and lacks a strong labor force due to malnutrition. In addition, individuals are still recovering from the emotional damage caused from their time spent in the killing fields. While Cambodia is still suffering, Pol Pot died without any repercussions of the pain he inflicted on his country. Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge should forever be known in infamy. And just as we studied the Holocaust in Germany, we should not be ignorant about the Khmer Rouge and the killing fields in Cambodia. 2 million lives were lost at this time, and they should not be forgotten.